People are still dope, dude. Let's not forget that people are still awesome, you know? And let's also not forget that shame is good. Let's end on that. Shame is good. It does prove that you still have honor. It still proves that you care. You know, if you're shameless, if you're just a guy that doesn't care about like your reputation or like your morality, like the way people perceive you in your community, your family, your friends, your neighbors, your community, if you don't care about any like consequences for your actions, you're just like a shameless guy. You're just like a rudderless guy, a moralless guy. I feel bad for you, son. I feel bad for you, and it's just not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for others. And you should probably, if that is you, you should probably somehow be removed from society, from people. And you as a person, if you're like on the fence or you drift a little bit of both ways, your foot's in this pond one day and it's in this puddle the next day. Let's kind of try to just be a little more on the side of having a little more shame, having a little more guilt, you know, in a healthy way, using that to make you a better person. Using the shame and the guilt you have about your wrongs, your crimes, your mistakes, the problems in your life, your ailments, whatever it is that you like feel shame and guilt about, use that as motivation. Use that as the fuel, the logs being thrown onto the campfire. Use that as the fuel that ignites the fire that's going to drive you forward into becoming a better person, a more useful person, a more available person, a more gentle and lowly person, like we've talked about on previous streams. Useful and available, loving, a servant, helpful, needed, wanted. Use that shame and that guilt to make, like, use it. Don't live in it. Don't make it your identity, but like use it to propel you towards becoming awesome. Like becoming dope, becoming a cool guy, becoming like a loved guy, a lover and a loved guy. You know what I mean? So yeah, shame is good. Use it to fix yourself and to solve problems. Don't live in it. Don't make it make you angry or scared. And we'll talk about that stuff. We'll talk about this stuff later. Some of the stuff I have written down. We did say from that African Proverbs book, I'll just leave you with these two and then we'll sign off. But one of the little proverbs was, the ruin of a nation begins in the homes of its people. The ruin of a nation begins in the homes of its people. Isn't that true? Doesn't that like sink so deeply and resonate so true? And then also, if you tell people to live together, you tell them to quarrel. If you tell people to live together, you tell them to quarrel. And despite our differences, despite our quarrels, despite our disagreements and our desires to have different solutions and be in control or whatever is causing conflict and division and strife and anger and resentment, the divisions between us, I mean, first of all, they start in the home. They're starting with you. They're starting with you and your wife. They're starting with you and your kids. They're starting with you and your home first. And everyone is spilling that out onto their communities, onto their states, onto their nation, you know? The mess. You're the whole, you know, clean your room, bucko thing. It's like, yeah, that is true though. Jordan Peterson sucks, but like that is true. You know, how are you going to fix the nation if you can't even fix your bed? It's like it starts in the home. It starts in your bedroom. It starts in your life. You first fix yourself, get yourself right and fixed up and cleaned, and then spill that out outward onto your wife, onto your children, onto your community, outward, onto the strangers everywhere, you know? And we're gonna have conflict, we're gonna quarrel, we're gonna fight, we're gonna disagree. And at the end of the day, just treat each other with love and compassion, consideration, gentleness and kindness. Be gentle and lowly like Christ. Treat others like Christ would. Ooh. Got a little coffee there, sorry. I don't know where I just left off on that rant, but people are different and that's cool. Like races are different, that's cool. Cultures are different, that's cool. Like we disagree on things, that's cool. Just be cool, man. Let's just be chill with each other. Be polite to each other, be considerate, like agree to disagree and just walk away. Like we can do that, dude. People can do that. I do that. It's not impossible. People I disagree with on very contentious issues are still like my homies, or are still people I respect a lot, or are still like family members that I like visit and talk to and call and hang out with. And yet we disagree on stuff that most people would say, this is a line in the sand I can't cross. There's not as many of those as we like to think, you know. There are some, I mean, there's just wicked, we're going to get to that in the next episode, stay tuned, but wicked people, evil people, man. Even still, man, have compassion for them. Forgive the boomers. And shame is good, and yeah, we'll just end on that.